Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at a triple whale team for the Great League Remix Cup. This is going to be the final video for this cup because this cup is going to disappear later on today. And we're going to get the most favorite cup of everyone. It's going to be Catch Cup. Basically the worst possible thing that could happen to a YouTuber because nobody's going to run this cup, or at least if you want to have some ideas for this cup, there's a video from yesterday where I took a look at like some of the spawns that were spawning during the season. What a surprise. But basically made some teams around it so you can maybe get some cheap teams, but of course it really depends on what you caught, what you don't have yet. So there are no perfect teams for you. But yeah, again, it's kind of sad that you're going to have the Catch Cup available. I feel like it's such a waste. I feel like it's such a waste of a cup because like nobody really is going to be helped with this. I guess it's an easy way to climb up if you really invest into it, but I don't know, like I don't really like the cup. Anyways, we don't really want to complain about the Catch Cup here. We're going to take a look here at the current state of the game. We're going to have the Toxicroak against our Kyogre, which we're going to be able to completely destroy with a waterfall. While the opponent decides to go for a Mud Bomb here, I can still try to reach another move. Here, this is actually the best play that I could have done because they would have farmed me down before I would have got more damage onto them. So I get one more damage in, which allows us to completely farm them down with the Wearma. Honestly, MVP of this team is for sure the Wearma. I have no idea why this Pokemon is so strong, but it was so much fun to play that I'm most likely going to revisit it as well eventually on this channel. But like honestly, this thing was bulkier. This thing did a lot of damage because you have a one-turn fast move, which is quite nice. You're going to have Body Slam as a fast move to get to, and Scald just debuffs opponents, that's just as we can see here as well. And it's like such a good Pokemon to run right now. Really would recommend you to try this Pokemon out if you have one build, especially also for the Open Great League, because I feel like this has a lot of potential. Here we were able to get I think two shields from the opponent. Definitely their shields down now. We can just go ahead and go into our Kyogre now, and Kyogre energy up is just so overpowered. Like basically, if you have energy on your Kyogre, you just destroy everything that's in your way. Here we're gonna see the Gligar coming in, and honestly this is a mistake that I did here. I should have swapped out into my Ice type, just going for the super effective Ice type damage, and kept the energy on my Kyogre, because now if there's something in the back where my Ice Pokemon is a little bit bad against, which is going to be the case here with the Obstagoon, I'm gonna be in trouble. And so this was not an ideally played situation for me. Should have kept my energy because I win any CMP tie anyway, and just swapped into my better matchup, which I know that is a good matchup and we can just get more energy there. So here I'm forced to go for another charge move, which is luckily going to be able to come through here against the opponent's Obstagoon and knocking them out, but they can farm me down now as Ice Shot is double resisted, but luckily we can still go for one more fast move and knock them out. Next opponent, we're going to have a Dunsparce here, as they're going to swap out immediately, as they're going to have super effective coverage against Ice-type Pokemon. We're going to be able to just go back into our Wearma. This is going to be a drill run, and we will see the Pidgeot swapping in here. This is going to be great, as it can go for the Scald. This can hopefully debuff the opponent. They decide to use a shield as well, and we see here the debuff coming through. And at this point, a Brave Bird is not going to knock us out, so there's no real reason for us to use a shield here. We're just going to decide to go ahead and let the move go through, and it was the bait from the opponent, allowing us now to go for another Scald, trying to get the debuff onto the opponent as well again. We're going to be able to do exactly this, and now we can actually catch the move onto our Ice Whale here in the Titan. I forgot the name. But yeah, we're going to be able to go for the full farm down, and like this, we have still our two Water-type Pokemon in the back, and they're going to have a Marowak here. I was thinking we are kind of in an okay spot. Awkward thing is though, they're gonna get a ton of energy now, and so I got some damage onto them, but at this point I am going to wait out the switch clock, hoping that I maybe can catch a move on my Wearma, and they're gonna go straight for a charge move here, and I was hoping I should be able to just survive one Shadow Bone, but I was not able to, which was really surprising to me. I really thought I would be able to win this one like that. But here, the opponent is going to swap into the Dunsparce. I have to take one charge move no matter what anyway, so I decide to go ahead and no-shield the first one as they decide to go for the next charge move. Now, we have to hope that we can fully farm them down, still survive a Fire Spin, and then just go for a double Surf. And as you're going to see here, while we have two Surfs, and while the opponent doesn't have energy for another charge move, the Fire Spin is coming through and going to knock our Kyogre out, and we're going to lose this one. Look at fellow Mew user. Kind of sad actually that the triple mythical team did not really get too much attention. Was so much fun to play that team, so definitely if you have not checked out that video, was a cool one. I did not expect that the opponent would run Flame Charge on Mew, like the normal moveset, a Surf as well as a Wild Charge. But it is what it is, so we're gonna see here the Feraligatr swapping back in. We can go for the Body Slam here against the opponents. He can swap out into the Whalmer. Whalmer can take some hits, so we don't have to shield up the first move, especially the first move, as Crunch can debuff us, which it doesn't do here. But what you can see is we can farm them all the way down. They definitely had a charge move already, but they decided to not throw that, which is fine. In comes Empoleon, which is actually quite decent for me, as I can go for the Scald now, trying to get a debuff, but also I get a ton of damage onto the opponent, which is really cool. As we see the debuff coming through, I can reach another Body Slam, maybe forcing even a shield from the opponent, as we do here, which is kind of great. And so the opponent is going to be kind of low. We have still 2 shields left, and we have a Kyogre in the back, which has insane fast move pressure. Even though it's resisted, it doesn't really matter here. And Mew is swapping back in. I can go for a Surf. Surf is going to be able to get, hopefully, the shield. It does get the shield, and we have to try to catch a move here now. And we can do exactly that, which is so great for us, because we needed to keep a shield, as also the Empoleon still has a move stored. As you can see here, the opponent was at 2 moves as well here. But yeah, great for me to catch the move. As we're gonna see, the opponent gonna go back into the Empoleon. We can go for a Surf, knock them out, and win this game with our big boy Kyogre. Next opponent, great lead for us. Our entire team beats this Pokemon, and as they're gonna swap into Hypno, I was like, it's so likely that they're going to run Fire Punch and Thunder Punch, which is so horrible for our team. But it is what it is. We can go for 1 Avalanche, which is already okay for me. I get a free fast move in basically, which is kind of nice as well. And the opponent decides to go for the Fire Punch. Kinda expected this, but I can at least still go ahead and go for a Body Slam here against the opponent. And afterwards, I will be able to swap out. And as you're gonna see here, we're going to have 2 Pokemon anyway in the back. They're going to be great against the lead that they had. But I just have to test if they're going to have Thunder Punch or Ice Punch. They have Thunder Punch, and so we're going to be in a very tough spot here. But at least I can still reach 1 or more Body Slam. This is going to be great, especially as you're going to get the final shield, and honestly I should have let this move go through, because I could have just swapped completely with my Kyogre in the back. But they're going to have now a Mandibuzz here, which I really would have liked to just have my Kyogre, because I could have just went for an Origin Pulse and well won this game. But it is what it is. We can go for the Scald, hope for a debuff. We don't get the debuff. They can go for a charge move, and they're not actually running the move Dark Pulse. They're running Foul Play again, which is kind of outdated nowadays, since Aerial Ace got energy drop basically. Dark Pulse is usually the better move to go for. But as you're gonna see here, we're going to be able to go for the full farmland against the opponent. We can use a shield as well. Aerial Ace is coming through. They're forced to swap out eventually. But here we're gonna be able to go up to 2 Surfs, and 2 Surfs is all it takes to knock them out. In comes the opponent's Stunfisk. They swap out into the Hypno, and I wanted to go for an Origin Pulse here, but sadly they decided to forfeit. Horrible lead, but we have 2 answers in the back. Marowak is going to be not the issue, but Ferrothorn is going to be the issue. I should be able to survive 1 super effective Power Whip here from this range, and we do, and so we can go for the Scald, which is going to be able to connect, and this is gonna get some damage onto them. We're not going to be able to get any drop or whatever, but it is what it is. We're gonna see the opponent is going to go for their own charge move. Hopefully it's not a Flash Cannon, it is a Power Whip, and so we're going to have a little bit of more play here. We go up to a Body Slam as well as an Avalanche, and I kind of want to get some damage onto the opponent's Marowak, which is most likely going to swap in anyway. But yeah, we're gonna see in the back, it's going to be the Cresselia. It's going to be still a close battle, but Cresselia is actually not the worst matchup for us. We get a free fast move in, which is kind of important for me. And so what we can do next is we can just go ahead and go for another Surf. Surf is going to be able to connect against the opponent's Cresselia. This is going to get them kind of low, and we can try to go for another shield. It's still going to be an awkward matchup, because we're most likely going to have to catch a move or something, as we're 2 shields down. But at least we're gonna get some damage onto them. I decided to go for a Surf now, and I kinda going to be forced to catch a move after the Surf. Let's see if the opponent goes straight for it. I think it's a CMP tie, and we can go for the Avalanche now, which is going to get some nice damage onto them. But it was actually not a CMP tie. The opponent just was not able to go for another fast move, which is unfortunate for them. But like this, we can just farm them down here with the Kyogre and win this game. Next opponent coming through, we're going to have, again, a little bit of an awkward lead, but usually they're running Thunder and Power Whip, so I'm not really expecting anything too crazy from the opponent here, so I can take 1 move from the opponent for sure. We can go for the Avalanche, and they decide to go for their own charge move, which is going to be, of course, the Flash Cannon. I had, like, honestly, I was, like, so surprised that people are running this, but I actually encountered this, like, I did 25 battles with this team, by the way. You see the best battles, of course, here. But I encountered this, like, 3 times, I think, in the lead, and they're always running Flash Cannon, so I would imagine someone made a video about this, but I did not see at least a video towards this topic, so I was kind of caught up, like, off guard here, which is kind of annoying for us. But as you see, the opponent is gonna go for the crunch with their Feraligatr. Not getting a debuff is quite important, as we can reach out for that body slam, getting them low. I'm not going to use a shield here at all anymore on my little Whalmer. It's all down to my Kyogre at this point. I have to hope that I can go for the full farmer. Yes, I can. They didn't get to another charge move. But in comes a Mantine, and yeah, there is not a lot that I can do about it. The opponent decides to swap out here, and they actually knocked me out with one Bullet Seed. Next opponent, horrible Pokemon Force to encounter in general, I guess. Annihilape is not really something that's easy to deal with for our team. As you can see, the opponent going for the Night Slash. They might get a boost, they don't get a boost, which is kind of nice for us as they swap out into the Dugong. This is actually our best Dugong matchup, which is kind of funny. But yeah, we can just go for the Body Slam spam, which is really good for us because you need to get some damage onto them. And we can at least align later on our Titan, so we still have our Kyogre to deal with the Annihilape. But I would really like to get some shields down here from the opponent. They decided to go for a Drill Run, correct call, as I can now go into my Titan, trying to reach that Body Slam. Not going to be capable of doing this before they can go for their own Drill Run, getting me a little bit lower. But as long as I get a little bit of energy here, I'm kind of fine. And now we have a Body Slam as well as an Avalanche stored. So if they let this move go through, I can go for an Avalanche straight away against the opponent's Annihilape, which is kind of important for us as well to get some shields or some damage. We sadly only get the shields, I rather went for the damage, but I can use my shields now onto my own Kyogre to try to get some energy against the opponent here as well, as we can go for the full farm down. For sure, sadly, they can still get to the move here in time. I would expect that there's going to be a carving in the back and then it's going to be game over, and it is, and so sadly we're not going to be able to reach 2 serves, and so we can forfeit this battle. Second to last battle for today, we're going to have the Quagsire in the lead. This is a little bit of a trickier one, as here we're going to try to catch a Stone Edge. Stone Edge would do a little bit of damage here, but they're going to go for the Mud Bomb, which is fine for us as well. Basically, yeah, Stone Edge is going to be super effective against our lead, which is a little bit tricky. And here, I decided to go for a Scald over Body Slam, because Scald is still a stab move, and it's still a little bit harder hitting, and we can get the attack drop. And the attack drop is quite important, because now we're actually going to be able to survive that Aerial Ace, which we would have not been able to do if I didn't go for the Scald before. And so the Scald is going to come through again, maybe get another drop here, which we don't, but at least I can go for like 2 more Ice Shards, most likely to knock them out. Let's find out here together. Water Pulse not going to do too much, and yeah, we can go for 1 more, and that's going to be enough. In comes again the Quagsire. We had some lag here, but I'm deciding to let this move go through. This should just be the Mud Bomb, and so I can just go for the Body Slam at this point because we got some damage off them already with my fast move. And the opponent decides to use a shield, so I can go for another Avalanche. Now we just have to hope that Kyogre is going to be enough to win this game. And in the back, it's going to be a Fire type, and so we see already the amount of damage that we do with a fast move alone. Final battle for the day. A lovely lead for us. We're going to have the Pidgeot against us, which is running Steel Wing. Quite interesting spice. Don't think it does make sense on this Pokemon, I have to say. That's the awkward thing about Stealing. Basically just 2 Pokemon where it really does make sense. I wish that there would be some other Pokemon where this as a coverage move makes more sense, but the awkward thing about Steel Wing is that Steel types in general, like Steel typing, is pretty bad offensively. It's the best type most likely defensively, most likely next to Fairy, but offensively it sucks. And so it is kind of interesting that we don't have any good Steel type offensive moves, because we have also some offensive Steel type Pokemon like Pawniard and the evolution of it, which would have really appreciated. So maybe eventually we're gonna get that, but yeah, not for today. Here, try to go for another Scald. You see also the lag again, like the lag is not on your side, the lag is on my side, and it's like still the part of the game kinda. But we have to kinda hope that we can still beat this Mantine, I guess. There's Shieldless, which is very important for us. We can go for the Avalanche, which is doing a lot of damage. Avalanche, like such a strong move, by the way. It's one of the strongest moves in the game. So very good to have this on a Titan. We can let the move go through. Titan honestly was also not a bad Pokemon at all. But now we can try to go for the full farm down with our Kyogre. We have to be a little bit careful that they don't get to another move, and they don't, which is kind of nice for us. Because now we have energy. We have a shield. We have a Pidgeot that's coming in. I don't care if you want to go for your charge move here. Even if they want to drop my attack, I don't care because I can still swap out. But I don't have to. It's going to be a Gligon, so we can say goodbye to them as the Origin Pulse is going to end this video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully the next week gonna go fast because like nobody wants to run in the catch cup there basically. But yeah, that is what it is. See you then. Bye bye.